Nothing like the quiet serenity of the beautiful club at Shadow Lakes. Beautiful picture, huh? Speaking of picture, that from the Golf Channel, Ricky Fowler. He's on the 18th hole right now, and he is still playing at TPC Sawgrass. We're going to talk about that now, but before we get to the man who loves his Puma brand, and by the way, available at all of your Dick's Sporting Goods and Golf Galaxy, another great brand in our region. He absolutely does club design, too. The man that used a stick for a living, talking about Jean-Sébastien Aubin. We will talk Penguins hockey, Game 1 of their conference final against Tampa tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on NBC Sports Network and, of course, at the Consol Energy Center. But today, what a day for the world's number one, Jason Day. 18 shots better than the last time he was there. He shot an 81 final round last year. He tied the course record with a 63 today. The longest par putt he had, are you ready? 30 inches, folks. That's it. He had 9 birdies on the day. And as you told me moments ago, sir, that's crazy golf, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's beyond good. You see things like that, and especially on a course like the TPC Sawgrass, and you just scratch your head. You're like, wow, these guys are beyond good.
He said tee to green, it felt easy, but that's half the battle at that place. Plus today, he kind of was lucky. Well, they did have some very steamy conditions when he was on the course, but there was no wind, which is a big help.
Right. That's huge. No wind on that kind of course, it's going to make the whole difference. With all that water, you want to make sure your ball's not curving into it.
All right, listen, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry, along with Bill Haas, among the other players who are in the hunt. They're at 65. Ernie Els, talk about poetic justice. You remember the 6 putt that he had? Remember that horrible, horrible day at the Masters with just 3 foot between the club and the hole? Well, he comes back today and shoots a 66. Yeah. Nice to see him get that, huh?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I saw that that day, and I felt bad. I actually felt bad for him. He's such a great ambassador for the golf game, and see him do this, nothing he can do. And the funniest thing is, they were showing on Golf Channel after the round, he's practicing 4 or 5 footers, and he's making them all. And you're like, how?
How?
But it is what it is. Pressure time. Your ends move a little quicker.
Listen, Jordan Spieth also had a tough day at the Masters. He came back even today for his first round. I like his chances. I think he should be pleased with that.
Yeah, he's even today. And the only bad thing is Jason Day's 9 under. So
long way, a lot of ground.
So he's got a lot of ground to make up, and he's going to have to shoot in the 65s for the next 3 days to even be close to get something. Danny
Willett, by the way, the Masters champ, shot a 70. Some of the other more notables, of course, Rory McIlroy. He is at 1 over after 18 holes. Phil Mickelson is at 200, so a nice day for lefty. And Sergio Garcia also even for the day. But that 63 course record, he is now in the company, meaning Jason Day, of great players like Martin Keimer, Roberto Castro, Greg Norman, and Fred Couples. But you see, we're all banking on Jason Day to have another great day. But as we all know in the game of golf, that may not work. So tomorrow's round is going to be crucial for him. He wants to play at least par golf.
Oh yeah, I think he's probably looking for high 60s tomorrow. He's not thinking about 63 again. He's thinking like, okay, let's go out there, shoot, in the low, not low, but high 60s and go with it. You know that the day you shoot 63, the chances of shooting it the next day are quite
impossible.
Impossible, exactly. So he's very confident. You never know with a guy like him. He could go out and shoot 64.
A lot of FedEx Cup points at stake here, and that's what they're all thriving for. I mean, because that's what you want. You want to be that defending champion as Jordan Spieth is. But I have to believe this course, because of the pressure, and also because of being called the 5th major, is a great stepping stone to get ready for the next official major, which is coming up in June at Oakmont. So this is a great proving ground, isn't it?
Yeah, all the players always talk about it on the Golf Channel, how much they love that golf course and they love playing that one, and they all feel like it's the 5th major. So they're all pumped up to put on a show and get their game ready for the U.S. Open.
All right, how cool is it to be with all this FootJoy and Titleist equipment and have a Golf Channel on in the background? Life doesn't get much better than this. Let's talk about your course. Just a beautiful, picturesque day here. Lots of golfers. This is what you really go through, all of that late winter and early spring rain to get to a day like today, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful. We got lucky. We were supposed to get rain today, but the guys were with us today, and we got a lot of people playing.
All right, before we're done, I got to talk hockey. Game 1, Eastern Conference Final. On paper, it would seem the Pens are going to have an easier time, but we all know that doesn't happen. But during the 3 times that they played during the regular season, Tampa Bay beat them, and Matt Murray not such in the mix then. So I got to believe, even though they had a better hand during the regular season, because of Matt Murray kind of being new to the mix and having a hot hand, they're going to have a tougher time trying to poke a hole through his defense, right?
Yeah, and especially now playoff is such a different beast. It's the conference finals. Everybody's pumped up for that. They just beat 2 of the best teams in the league back to back, and they're going to be ready for them. And like you just mentioned, Murray hasn't played them, so he doesn't know better. So he's going in there fresh, clean slate, and I'm sure he'll pull it off.
Jean-Sébastien Aubin, one of the many wonderful folks here at the beautiful Pro Shop. So come on out and get your outing scheduled or play around the golf. It is a public course, and don't forget Mag's Restaurant and Art Manji. Great food, great lunch, great dinners, and of course they've got a facility here second to none for any kind of large gathering that you want to have. But when it comes to the first couple of games of playoff hockey, who really is at the advantage? Is it the goaltender or the offense on the ice? Because the defense is going to be there to pick up the slack as this thing goes and really starts to get down to the wire when they get close to either team, capitalizing in those very crunch situations and winning.
Yeah.
But who has the early advantage?
The first couple games, it's hard to say. I mean, the game, it's played so different than when I played. It's all about playing good defense, make sure you're back checking everything, the whole 9 yards. So I would say that the goalies are probably the one that has the advantage, because they know that in front of them they're going to do everything they can to make sure that the puck doesn't cross the goal line.
You played for the LA Kings. Tampa, obviously, in a place that's surrounded by a lot of the weather that we've had here today. I love the game of hockey, and I think that they're finally getting it done where they're taking it to these markets that you wouldn't be thinking hockey, and it's becoming accepted.
Yeah.
They got some real fans in those places where you wouldn't look at it as hockey weather, right?
Right. You know what? It's all about the product, and they have the product there. Like the Florida Panthers finished first this year. Tampa Bay has been good for the last 4 or 5 years. LA has been great the last 5 or 6 years. If you have a good product, no matter where you play, the fans will come, and that's what Phoenix need. They need a good product on the ice right now.
Well, the good thing too about the Pens, especially on the defensive side, when you look at Sheary and you look at Lovejoy and Ole Matta coming back, these guys are young, so they can take a licking and keep on ticking. But it's those older guys, not so old, that we start to really wonder when they're going to punch through. I mean, Crosby, no goals, 11 shots during the playoffs. Malkin's only got 1 and an assist. Sooner or later, Jean, they're going to break out, aren't they?
Yes and no. I mean, you don't forget that whoever they're playing against are trying to do the exact same thing or stop them. And 5-on-5 hockey now, there's not much going on. It's more about power plays and special teams and everything like that. So, especially in the playoffs, I'd love to see Crosby score 3 goals with Malkin or whoever in that team that's at Kessel, which he almost did last game. But let's face it, the other team wants the exact same thing as we do, and they're going to be in their face the whole time. So I'm looking for small scoring games, unfortunately.
Jean-Sébastien Aubin, so grateful giving me time again. Hats off to the club at Shadow Lakes. And I know I was trying to peek over his shoulder and see how Ricky Fowler ended the day, but my best advice, go to the Golf Channel. Spend the night watching live and recap coverage of the 5th major as the Tournament Players Championship is underway all weekend at Sawgrass in Florida. Have a great night, everybody.